Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Enriquez. I'm the current president for the Vietnamese Student Association. Today, we have Sadie Nguyen, who is running for the position of internal vice president. Sadie, you'll have 5 minutes for your speech, and you can just let me know when you're ready.
Sounds good. Okay. Do I just start then?
Yeah, I'll just start the
Okay.
timer.
Hi, I'm Sadie Nguyen. I am a sophomore majoring in Human Development and Family Studies as a pre-med. This fall, I plan on taking Physics 103, Biochem 501, and 2 Human Development classes, which is going to be 13 credits. I'm currently the fundraising chair for VSA, and today I'm running for internal vice president. I'm passionate about being on board because I want to continue fostering space for people to enrich their knowledge of Vietnamese culture in a space in which people feel like they can be themselves. I want to continue being on the executive board because after this previous term, I've grown even more passionate about leading this organization and connecting with others within this community. I believe being on board has only made me want to become even more involved with VSA. I want to help create a sense of community for any new members. Being on such a large campus, it can be hard to find a home that you feel that you belong to. And I want VSA to be that home for others. To me, VSA is a family, my home away from home. Family means sticking together through thick and thin. I felt this the most during my previous term with the current executive board. We bonded over the small victories and even the hard times. This family also pushes everyone to be comfortable in their own skin. For me, specifically, this organization has allowed me to grow so much. VSA is a space in which I feel I can finally be comfortable with my ethnic identity. I want to continue fostering these familial relations with the incoming freshmen. Specifically for internal vice president, I am determined to create an environment that is inclusive of all members. I want to create an open line of communication with the members regarding any of their concerns. I want to establish this transparency by creating a QR code that links to a feedback form that will be shown at the end of every GBM. A community building activity I want to have is a memory wall. Members would write their favorite memory in VSA and their favorite cultural memory with their family. And then these pictures and memories could be displayed in VSA's office at the SAC for everyone to see. Additionally, I want to implement more informal hangouts like Boba with Board to get to know one another without a set agenda. I think the ACE program is such a crucial part of the relationships within VSA. Because of this, I want to continue finding new ways to keep our members engaged. I believe implementing a dedicated GBIG and GLittle day would create new connections in these lineages, as oftentimes these relationships are lacking. In order to encourage ACE pairs to continue spending time with one another after ACE week, I want to start an IGTV series, which is basically like Instagram videos, like episodes, where different ACE pairs will be highlighted periodically. I feel like this will be a fun activity for the ACE pairs to work on together and a fun way to keep our members engaged on social media while learning more about each other. To make sure we are forming lasting relationships within this program, I want to have a required meeting with the potential bigs to relay how important their role is in influencing their little's experience. After forming the pairs, I want to continuously check in with the different pairs to make sure everyone is getting the most out of this experience. If I'm elected as internal vice president, I want to not only focus on the relations of our general members, but also nurture the connections within the executive board. I believe the needs and mental well-being of the leaders spearheading this organization should be looked after just as much as our general members. I want to create a shared exam calendar for eBoard to be aware of when everyone is having a hectic week. I want to continuously check in on the board members to make sure their workload is manageable. I want to serve as a resource to them, whether that be someone to complain to about their problems or someone to step in and help them make an event page. I believe I am qualified for this position because I am currently on the executive board, and from this experience of being on board, I have learned a lot about myself and how to lead an organization. I've learned how to be flexible when unexpected events occur. I've learned how to plan, lead, and execute an event with several different personalities. I think I can bring a lot of creative ideas to VSA. Ultimately, if elected, my goal for the upcoming term would be to inspire members to love VSA as much as I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadie. Great speech. So we're going to go straight into the Q&A portion. I'm just going to ask you a few questions regarding the position. Let me just get out of this. All right, so first question will be, how do you plan to create a welcoming environment for potential new members? What is your comfort level in talking to newcomers?
I think I'm pretty comfortable talking to new members. I like for the first GBM, I remember reaching out to a lot of the freshmen and going up to them and getting to know all of them. Like it was the first day that I met Minnie and her roommate and like people like Lawrence and just a bunch of different members. And I want to create a welcoming environment by, like I said, creating the QR code form and then also just holding a bunch of different events for people to get to know each other.
Awesome. Next question is, how will you build a strong ACE program while also making sure you include members who may not be in the ACE program?
I think making sure that the bigs realize the strength of their power on the littles is very important, which is why I want to hold the meeting that's required. I would have different like time slots for bigs to meet up with me, and then I would talk to all of them about how important it is that they actually show up to their for their littles. And if they can't even make the meeting, then they probably won't be able to like put in the work for their littles. And then for non-ACE members, I feel like I would expect the new board and myself to be willing to always invite people, even if they're not in your lineage or if they're just not a part of the ACE program at all, to hang out with you, especially on ACE days. I think if someone's interested in joining the ACE program, but they missed that opportunity earlier on, they could talk to me and I could find a potential fit, especially if they're having problems with their current big. I remember Siki reached out to me about talking to Kwa because he was having issues, and so I got dinner with Kwa and I was able to talk to him and form a relationship with him, even though I didn't pick him up.
Awesome. Uh, Next question will be, I know you talked about some social events that you have planned. If you could go more in depth of specific events that you would plan for both ACE and non-ACE related members if you were to become IVP.
Okay. So I've thought of a list of different events we could hold. One of them that I didn't mention in my speech is like a Madison passport bucket list type thing. So it would last for 2 weeks, and then members would be encouraged to go to various restaurants and landmarks in Madison and take a picture with other VSA members. It could be like different VSA members for every place they go to. And then by the end of the 2 weeks, the members who complete the passport would get a reward. I also think holding a food workshop on how to make a Vietnamese dish would be a nice way to get to know everyone. And then a ACE idea that I had was the ACE pair scavenger hunt. It's kind of based off of the Amazing Race without all of the like mini games. So it's more just like finding different clues with your lineage or with your ACE pair. And then I also have different ideas. I think we could do an intersectionality dialogue or workshop, just talking about culture and how that plays into our lives. And then if I think a study group, like forming study groups for the freshmen would be nice because a lot of them are usually in the same classes. Like Chem 103 is a big class that a lot of them take. I think if they all know that they're in the same class together, they could bond over that.
For sure. Um, Next question is, how will you engage older members and get them to be more involved in VSA? How comfortable are you reaching out to them?
So going off of the IGTV series that I had for ACE Week, I think we could do something like that geared towards the upperclassmen and the alumni. So for the upperclassmen, it would be more like a back in my day theme. So the upperclassmen would share their favorite VSA memories and just reminisce through this episode. Whereas for the alumni, it would be like more of a check-in, like where are they in life right now? And I just think it'd be really interesting to see what these alumni are doing post-graduation and as a way to keep them involved in this community and have the younger generations still know who they are. And I also think hosting a bonfire event, like sitting around the campfire and telling old VSA stories, would be engaging for the upperclassmen.
For sure. Last question is, a member has approached you with a complaint about VSA events being too exclusive or cliquey. What would you do in this situation?
I would talk to them about specifically what events they're talking about. I think if they I would yeah, I would try to make them feel more included. Like, if they come to future events, I would make sure that I'm specifically reaching out to these people. Like, if we're all like hanging out at KFT, for example, I would make sure that person is like sitting with the group and talking with the group and being included, like being asked questions, being included in the conversation. And I would make sure that they're being reached out to by like executive board. I feel like executive board's job is to, like, it's not only internal vice president, but like all of executive board's job to reach out to members and make sure everyone's feeling included and like they're having a good time.
Awesome. So that's all the questions we have for you. And yeah, you're free to go, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry, this is my first time, everyone. But just message me personally if you have any more questions or concerns about the election process, and um, we'll just a reminder that elections will be Sunday, April 12th, and that'll be your chance to answer some questions asked by general members.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
so thanks for taking time
Bye.
out today. Bye, Sadie.